Hey Leo, Mariah here. It's a pleasure to be reading for you today. I hope you're doing good. I hope you're really well. So I want to go ahead and get into your reading and see what's going on as we move forward into October. So let's take a look and let's see here for my Leos. What is it that Leo is needing to know? We got peace as the first card out. Bottom of the deck is freedom. Let me show you. We got peace. Sorry if it's not focusing, but we got peace there. Let's get a couple more cards here for my Leos. What is it that Leo is needing to know? Going into October, what is it that's important or imperative for them to have a clear understanding on, that they need to be made aware of? Five of Wands in the reverse. Four of Swords in the reverse. Knight of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Cups. Okay. How do I want to put this? I don't want to separate some Leos from other Leos, but I have to do that specifically so you get who this is for. This isn't for those Leos, and I love y'all. But this ain't for the ones who had an easy life. This wasn't for the ones that may have had, the resources growing up. This isn't a reading that's going to be for my Leos that, overall, when they look at their quality of life, things have been pretty good. This isn't for my Leos who had the chance or even the luxury of being able to walk into their spiritual identity. This is for my Leos that whether you chose the spiritual path or not, it chose you. You had no choice. You were manhandled, bum rushed. You were forced into this life. You were forced into this path. That's what it feels like. It's like through these monumental moments of ups and downs and experiences that were not pleasant, it's like it brought you into your spiritual path. It pulled you into the spiritual path. When you had nowhere else to turn, all you could turn was to your spirituality or your faith or your own internalized beliefs. You didn't have any help or handouts or anybody you could. This is like when you really go through it, when you truly but you've gone through a lot, Leo, whoever I'm speaking to. The reason why I'm highlighting you, specifically you if this connects with you, because there is a true thing in having to reacclimate to stability, having to get reacclimated or just even get introduced to an ease of life, a comfortability in life. And I say that, Leo, because I get a strong survivor's mentality here. I get a strong survival's instinct, but these weren't things that were given to you at birth. These survival instincts were given to you through experiences, through having to go through situations where you had to survive, through going through situations when you had no handouts, you had no point of references, you had no options, and you had to make a way out of no way. You had to make gold out of dust. That's who I'm talking to, Leo. And when we've dealt with quite a few turbulent life experiences we'll have maybe a glimpse or maybe a glimmer of stability or comfortability, whether it's financial stability, whether it's stability in our homes, whether it's stability in our relationships, hell, even mental stability, right? Mental peace. It's like soon as we get a glimmer that, okay, I'm finally moving towards this trajectory, it's like life tends to have a funny way of ha-haing and making jokes where your rug underneath your feet is pulled from underneath you. And now we're having to go back into the environment of chaos and having to now deal with upheaval or left turns, right turns that are just hitting us out of left and right field when, again, we almost had that. And it feels like you've gone through, it's very cyclical. Like you've gone through cycles of this where life may seem for a brief moment, whether it's for a few days, for a few weeks, for a few months, hell, maybe a year, a couple years, where things just seems really settled. And then all of a sudden, time to remove that rug. What this is letting me know though, Leo, this is not only, and it's not life being rude to you, picking on you. Life isn't trying to punish you, or you're not fated to suffer, right? So any type of victim mentality does have to be put to the wayside. Life isn't choosing you to bully you. And you know this, right? And I don't think, at least for my Leos who are on the same page here, I don't think you're taking it as that. I think you understand that your character was being built through these experiences and being built through these difficulties. I think the hard part here for you, though, is that you are in a mature stage of your life, whether it's by age or just life experience, right? You could be young and still be very mature. You could be older and be very immature. I think because you are in a mature state of your life, and we have come to understand through these experiences and through these moments of character development, what truly is going to bring us peace, what is going to make us feel satisfied, and what is going to make us feel whole and content. We are eliminating any type of side distractions or any type of side noise that does not coincide with us having internalized peace. Whether that peace is through material gains and efforts and rewards that's going to bring you that internalized peace, whether it's you getting right with yourself and your spirituality and maybe doing healing work and doing some self-reflection, shadow work, that going through that process, that may be what's going to bring you inner peace. Maybe just being okay and content with where you are in life, not feeling like you have to catch up, or you should be further ahead, or you should be here and you should be there, or dealing with societal pressures or pressures you put on yourself or expectations you put on yourself. You're just learning to be okay with what is and what is in your moment. There's this weird period, though, when it comes to acclimating to stability and comfortability and being able to stay in that season. It's difficult because we're used to fleeting moments of those experiences. So at some point, psychologically, whether it's consciously or unconsciously, the brain is going to go, all right, let's start the ticker before we have to lose this level of comfortability. Let's start the ticker on how long we're going to be able to be in this sense of peace or be in this state of comfort before the other shoe drops or before this happens. And now I got to go back to dealing with life in turbulent situations. It's almost like being able to live that life of peace and comfortability almost seems fairy tale or fictitious, because that has not been our reality. And I don't think, for the ones I'm speaking to, that's never truly been your reality. So how can we even comprehend something so simple as having peace or having a stable life and having stability under our feet that is permanent? How can we really comprehend that when that's never been our existence? And that's never been our reality. And don't get me wrong, life is still going to be cyclical. You're still going to have your ups and downs in that state of peace and having harmony, but it's not going to be as volatile or as turbulent as what you've experienced. But again, it's almost like, how do we even accept that reality? It almost feels surreal. But that's what you're because you've done the work. That's what I have to highlight here, Leo, because you have done the work of dissecting what is distractions, what's not important, what is important, what actually is going to be meaningful for you. You're letting everything go by the wayside that just does not relate, that just does not correspond. And sometimes that letting go process is difficult within itself, but you're doing so. But in that process of doing so, how do we calibrate, or how do we acclimate to a life or a lifestyle of just being at peace and having contentment and just feeling solidified and what it is that we have going on? If I was to pull this just a little bit deeper here, Leo, I would tell you, watch the company you keep. And I'm not saying all company you keep is bad, right? There are some people on our team that really support us, that really love us, and that's really there for us, right? So I'm not going to make it seem like we all just got people that are, out to get us. But be cautious of the people who are still doing the same old things, aren't really improving with their life, aren't really making, momentum and progress in their life and moving in a trajectory that is parallel to yours. Because it's almost like the saying, birds of a feather flock together. And because you are trying to eliminate the distractions, but they're okay with the distractions in their life, you don't want that to seep back into your life, right? Because that is a baseline we have become comfortable with, instability. And if we're dealing with unstable friends, unstable family members, unstable environments, unstable situations, then guess what? Because that's our comfort level. And if we have that surrounding our proximity, that's going to seep back over into us. No matter how much we've removed the distractions to the best of our ability, we're going to fall back into those old patterns. So I just highlight that to bring that forward, to make sure that you really have cleansed your entire home, if you will, of all distractions, even if some of those distractions may be important to us, right? Like sometimes family and friends. But I want to know, why is this? I think that's the missing variable. Why is this so important for you to know? What is coming? Because that lets me know if I'm getting the insight on, you need to be able to become comfortable with a season of your life that is uncomfortable because we're not used to it. Even though initially we may feel like, okay, this is great, I love this is what I've asked for. But after a while of sitting in such a stable and content life, it does get a little uncomfortable because we're so used to the other shoe dropping or a rug being pulled from underneath our feet. So to live where it's not happening, it is bringing a little uncomfort here. But I want to know, why are we, what's getting ready to happen for you that we're getting ready to move into this kind of existence? The Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Swords. Knight of Wands on the bottom of the deck. This is all you. It really is. This is all you. This is when you finally get out of your own way. When you finally look at yourself and realize, I'm a part of the problem. When we finally realize and look at ourselves and give ourselves that reality check of, Leo, if you want certain outcomes, you're going to have to do certain things, or you're going to have to shift certain things out of your way. We may have came from unstable backgrounds, or we may have been placed in situations throughout our life where we constantly felt like we had to survive, but that doesn't have to be my reality anymore. It's like, because we've held certain beliefs, again, whether consciously or unconsciously, about our life or life experiences or outcomes, it's like we continue to repeat that existence throughout our lives. Now, growing up, we don't have control over the situations we're born into, but once we become fully able-bodied adults, we have full control over that, how our life and our life experiences will shape out to be. And I think this is us really getting real with ourselves, having that real talk with ourselves of, Leo, if you want certain outcomes, or if you want certain things, or you know that our soul wants to experience peace and just be at ease and just have a stable life and not feel like I always have to deal with another shoe dropping or this keeps happening. It's like, if I know I want to live at ease and have a life of ease, what do I need to do to get up out of my own way to accomplish? And it's like the light, like you went through a eureka moment, epiphany. I don't know if this was after Dark Night of the Soul experience, but it's like you went through a process that's now waking you up to the truth and to your reality. And it's like spirit is now aligning you with the things that you're wanting, or aligning you and putting you in positions for those outcomes. It's like the old saying, like, spirit's not going to bless any mess. And if our infrastructure for spirit to bring blessings into our life is not in alignment, or if it's a hot mess, you can't receive those blessings. And what does that look like? Maybe, again, the distractions, dealing with circumstances, situations, people that aren't contributing to our betterment of ourselves in the path that we want to go. Whether it's having to get real about ourselves and our own mental states and how we're viewing things. It's like you've been doing the work. I can't take that away from you. And if you feel like you're not seeing the results, if you feel like through the work you've done, you're still not getting the outcomes you want, I would say this, don't be too hard on yourself. Give yourself some grace, because you have been. We can easily look at what is not, but let's look at what is. You have been, and I see you moving into a state of really being comfortable and being able to just be at peace. But it's because you have done work. You have moved things out the way. You are. And some of you may be in the process of this, right? Some of you may be going through the flow of this. You will be moving things out of your way. But I see you moving into a life of peace. This is all about, this is like not having to wear that armor, not having to wear that shield, not having to wear that protection. And of course, you still want to be very discerning about who you let into your energy, but you don't have to be on guard, or, having to be in this frame that isn't who you truly are at your core. You just want to be at peace. You just want life to be cool. You just want things to be chill. You know, just calm down. I'm tired of dealing with roadblocks and bumps and ups, and I see you moving towards that. I think it's your time to learn how to get comfortable with being comfortable, and truly comfortable, not momentarily comfortable, not seasonally comfortable, but truly getting comfortable, because that's where you're moving into. So Leo, I'm going to leave this here. I hope this makes sense for somebody. I don't know who, but I hope it does. I hope this connects and resonates. If it is for you, awesome. I will catch you on the next one, and peace. Bye.